Okay, so you're currently live, Istvan. So Istvan just pulled up. Yeah.
YouTube or something?
This will go on for a little bit. This will go on for a little bit. In fact, you want to get settled on the cabin top there and sit there, or what?
I want to settle down.
Yeah, just sit down there. We'll just move this way, and then we can have a good chat, hot off the press. So welcome to Hobart, Kingston Beach, all that sort of stuff. You got a big smile there. We didn't recognise you from the drone shots. You need a haircut.
Yes, definitely. I need a haircut, and I need all kind of cut. Right.
But you look pretty good. You look really healthy.
Well, I try to cover my deficiencies, and I am not in my peak shape, I can tell you.
Yeah.
So, and frankly, this last 2-3 days, that drained me to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because during the night, between those rocks, and this anchorage chasing before the storm, that was brutal.
Yeah. What happened to research? Did you get hooked up in the kelp or something, or?
No, that actually another guy escaped from that place.
Yeah.
I couldn't get in. The wind was so strong by that time.
Really?
I couldn't get in. The only thing with the Southport that I sailed over, and then I kind of hugged the shore.
Yeah.
And pretty much using the shelter of the rock cliffs.
Yeah.
And was a kind of inching in to the where I had much less wind.
Yeah.
But it was brutal. That time it was blowing minimum 50 knots.
Yeah. Well, we were happy to see you in there. That's the bottom line. You just beat the worst of it, I think. Just.
It was,
Yeah.
How about Tapio?
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he went through it okay. He was obviously it was a big one. We don't know the whole story yet. We'll we'll get filled in when he arrives in a couple of days. But he was very happy. In fact, he just started in about 8 hours, and he said, "Oh, good sunset, plenty of birds and everything." I thought, "Oh, well, that was a good sign." And then when it was all over, he says, "Oh, I just tacked over. I'm happy." But he's quite a seaman. But there'll be a story there, I'm sure.
Yeah, but frankly, I would be happy offshore in this case. I mean, it's really scary when you are. You really don't know where you are, That's in the dark and. Yeah, bit of fun anyway. So the boat looks good. First impression, everything looks good because we're not looking at electronics. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you couldn't hear me on the VHF because now the wind vane is damaged and it's touching the antenna every time when it has a different angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. So I need to go up.
Yeah. So the general plan for now, how long do you got to go and check your masts? Is anything else you got to do, or are you going to?
Well, if I can do this after this nice chat, then pretty much I am planning to depart early morning.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. So now you're here. I got to say, do you think you've lost much weight? You look good. I mean, we were just saying, here's our impression. Our first impression of you was that you probably look less stressed now than when you were in the Sable d'Olonne. How do you feel?
Well, I had a different stress, okay?
Yeah.
So I feel right now I am more attracted to gardening than offshore sailing. So right now I don't have long-term offshore sailing plans right now. I just want to finish. Okay?
Yeah, right.
And I just decided, I maybe it will be scary for my wife, but I told her that I don't move for 2 minutes from your skirt.
Eva's listening, so she'll be happy about that. So tell us about the wave that got below, that caused the water. What happened on that occasion?
Well, before that, if you don't mind a little explanation why I was so behind, because it was the most frustrating experience that I was one of the first applicants on your list, and I did this prep so seriously. Of course, I didn't have enough money, so I got into the sponsorship with my wind vane. To cut the long story short, it took pretty much almost the last position for constant manual steering, and finally when I figured out what the problem was, it was too late. So I started to after that to catch up with the fleet, of course not with Jean-Luc and the others, but at least the middle fleet. and I just feel that I am not this really lucky in this race, because that wave was a rogue wave. It was a lonely one. The weather was not really bad. It was 45 knots wind, downwind of course, but my solenoid switch went bad, so I needed to open the propane tank every time when I wanted to fix a breakfast or something. So I left the washboard off just to open the propane tank, and then when I turned away, this wave just flooded the cabin. And of course the chart table, the bunk, everything, all my nautical books, everything. So and it was a lot of water. It was minimum 200-300 liters minimum. And but the main thing is that VHF, HF, the radio beacon, everything, inverter, everything got shut. So then of course I still have areas where I couldn't clean up the mess. And then the next lowly squall took my Yankee, and then the bird my wind vane, the fish took my Walker log. Everyone is after me. But I am here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, okay. So the sails are good though. And the rig looks good.
No, the rig is all right, and the sails. It's Peter Sanders is really great, and I wish I had more, a Yankee from him. But anyway, the main goal is now to see Yannick at his home. That's my main goal, and of course my family, my wife, and even I miss even my dog very much.
Yeah. So you've already spoken about it. You've done this leg twice before, and you mentioned that this is the worst time with the weather and stuff. I mean, we're seeing it. What's your take on it?
Well, it's frankly, when I did till Fremantle with the one stop, the Indian Ocean was constantly stormy. It was I didn't have this kind of breaks that no wind and then suddenly squalls. It was very different, interesting. However, it was the same season, the same routing. So, but obviously this is a different year, different period, and we can talk about climate change, right? So, needless to say, right now I feel that this is the biggest. 2 days ago, frankly, approaching Tasmania was really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thanks for your help.
Well, you did it all. So, and so your tactics in the storms, okay, seems to be you're quite a fan of keeping the boat underpowered, hoving to whatever. What have you been doing? Like, you've been running warps or drogues, or it's mainly hove to, shorten up. What's your favourite storm tactic?
I am not necessarily go for hove to if I don't have to, because let's say the last two storms I was sailing constantly, but I am the cautious guy.
Yeah.
I want to see my wife, my children,
Yeah.
Yannick.
So have you been towing drogues at all? I mean, or warps or anything? Like, a lot of people interested in what each of the skippers are doing. So have you been towing warps at all or anything, or towing a warp like ropes?
Oh,
to slow
yeah.
down?
Frankly, I tried the first time. No, not the first time. I did it once before with a Bruce anchor and with an anchor line, but it was not a loop, not a warp. But this time, one of my friends made a special one for me, and frankly, I almost ruined my self-steering device. So it's a very dangerous maneuver when you have a self-steering device.
Yeah.
When you need to retrieve it, it's a risky business.
Yeah. Too true. Okay, so how's the food? You happy with the food and everything?
Yes.
Got plenty to get
I have
home?
a wide variety. Of course, I have French food, and I have expedition from the UK, and of course from my family, for my wife, and they made special stuff for me, and so it's frankly, the food and Helly Hansen
Yeah.
keeps me alive.
So you've been dry, like as in dry and warm, like any really bad issues with climate and things, like as in, you know.
Well, Dubarry is not sponsoring me, but the boots are great. So it's, we can.
Hear that, Dubarry? He wants a new pair when you get back.
No sponsorship there, but they are good. The only problem when you flood it, then you need. It's difficult to dry it out.
Yeah.
And I think I am a little bit short on propane because I try to dry it out above the stove.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And so, what about your bunk? What are you actually sleeping in? Has it been dry? Like, you know, what do you?
No. I think one of my biggest concerns the mold mildew. It's I have everywhere in the boat. It's nasty. It's I am happy that you cannot see it right now. I really don't want to show up with this. It's the old boat it's you know, it's not like a cave because at least you can leave the cave. You just walk out, but you cannot leave this place, and it's not healthy. So this is not good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about the GGR right now? Like, as in, are you glad you entered? You wish you hadn't have, or?
I am not an applicant for the next one. No way. I am done with circumnavigations as long as I finish this one.
Well, 3's not bad.
3 times is in Hungary. That's the thing. The 3 is the big number. So then we are done.
So if you were doing it again, what would you do differently? In hindsight now.
Well, frankly, I wouldn't do this thing without money. I mean, it's pretty much, I think I realized clearly that I micromanaged and I did everything myself, and I was chasing money, and I got distracted, and I made serious mistakes. So I never sailed the boat with spinnaker, for example. I mean, it was really scary when I did the first thing. The layout, all kind of things, I would do a lot of stuff differently. So I am jealous considering, let's say, Jean-Luc's situation when he was able to, even Susie was able to sail the boat well before the race. So, you know, when I actually sailed the boat the first time, crossed the ocean from New York, I was busy just to arrive and on time. So, and then I got this safety craziness, you know, when we were fighting for the green card, and I had no time to check, for example, my water tank. And now, if you see my drinking water, you just want to turn away. I mean, I am sure that in Ghana they drink a cleaner water than what I have here. So it's terrible.
So what do you miss most now? What's the one thing you miss the most?
Well, I miss a lot of stuff, but personal, obviously, my family, my wife, my family, my home, my dry bed.
Okay, scrap that. What's
my emotionless dry bed?
Okay, well that's enough. Yeah, and so yeah, what's your most favourite gadget on board? Like, what's the most important thing on the boat at the moment? What's the one thing that you absolutely think, wow, I'm glad I've got that?
Well, obviously the flotation, so the hull itself and the rig. So right now my main goal to somehow save the rig, save the hull, stay on surface, keep going, and arrive safe. And you know, frankly, I have a lot of question marks because I am not sure about the others, but I feel that I am really close to the Slocum's achievement because right now I cannot get a time signal. So it's not good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's everything is getting a kind of guessing and
Yeah.
Hoping that God is helping me.
Yeah. And so physically, you're okay? No big bruises? How's your hands? You had trouble with your hands?
Well,
or anything?
I do.
Give us a look at your hands.
I kind of
Give us a look at your hands.
shy. It's not that. Look at this. This is. I am not gardening. I am not cleaning the engine. It's black, and the nails are a kind of separating from the skin and from the flesh.
Yeah.
So it's small cuts like this. It doesn't bother me. I use that Spike Doctor. What is his name?
Dr. Spike.
Spike's skin glue on this one. But the most scary thing is my nails. I am not sure it's fungus. I am not sure it's from the drinking water or from the mold inside the boat, but it's not good.
Yeah. Okay, and how about navigation without a good time signal?
Well, I think the sextant is fine. Obviously, when you have sun or moon or something, but when you have horizon, it's all right. But when you get close to an island or to land, when you are just dead reckoning in the last 2-3 days, it's always nerve-wracking, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you've done pretty well. I mean, if you look back from just after Canaries and you went into the, not the Azores, the Cape Verdes, you were way behind then. You've been eating your way through the fleet.
I was almost the very last.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been sailing strong. I mean, the boat's still a good sailboat. It's just all the ancillary bits, the electronics and stuff that's been letting you down. You've been, how do you feel about the sailing side? Obviously.
No, it's not the boat. The problem is that I didn't get the chance to learn about the boat. I really didn't know what I have to do with this boat. You don't want to have this experience during the race. So again, the delivery from New York to UK, I was focusing just to get there on time, and that was another craziness. So actually, I never used the spinnaker boom, for example, during the delivery, and now, oh my God, I need to redo a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I am doing what I can, but it's just a little bit late.
So you must feel a little bit happy about being this far, because I know you used to say that this was the big objective.
Well, obviously I'd like to catch Susie, no question about that. So it's I cannot catch Jean-Luc, but it's impossible.
Yeah.
Even Mark. I definitely I'd like to get close. I gave my word to her mother that I have to safeguard her, so get a little bit closer.
I should be looking forward to seeing you. I'm sure.
I need to be the backup person.
She left about midnight last night, so that's about 15 hours ago or something. So she's got a 15-hour break now.
She had, she was much ahead of me. So
Yeah.
One time we were pretty close, almost 2 days difference, and now she's escaping again. But
yeah. And so you haven't been able to join the chat sessions because your radio's locked on one frequency. So there's really not much to
yes,
say
and
about that.
I think I am losing that frequency. That's it's 7 megahertz, so there is no way to maintain that through the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So that's a big problem.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay, so plenty to consider. So, but now you're going home. Smile. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's the big thing, that you feel that now it's the easier half because you are heading home, but it's a long way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
okay.
but frankly, the capes, all of them, the Agulhas, the Lewin, the Southeast Cape, everyone had its challenge.
Yeah. Well, you certainly look strong. Like just walking around the boat, seeing you sail the boat, you look fit and healthy. There's no question there. You seem at one with the boat.
I had a good sleep, right?
Yeah.
You didn't want to see me, 14 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I frankly opened a bottle of wine, and this is the first time when the wine, actually I poured it on the floorboard because I just got into sleep. It just
Yeah.
And I felt so bad, such a waste, you know.
Okay, all right. So we're going to. There's a few things to do. We're going to give you some stuff to answer in Hungarian. I've got a list of questions here from Thingo. So we'll do it. Those that are watching, there's going to be a Hungarian interview in a minute. We're going to shut this down and start up again, and it'll all be Hungarian. Okay, so you'll be able to talk about that, and then we'll do a little one in French too for all our French followers. So,
that will be interesting.
So we'll shut this one down for 5-10 minutes till we get organised, and then we'll go again shortly. So anything else you want to say to all your fans? I mean, there's a huge fan base now. There's a lot of people watching the GGR. Okay.
Well, frankly, I was very impressed even here in Tasmania, and this French Navy ship, the Icebreaker. These guys were fantastic. So it's just. Could they catch Susie? No.
No.
Because they wanted.
Yeah, no. She was way ahead, so didn't get there.
Yeah.
In fact, they came in just after Susie. Susie arrived, and we saw them come in as Susie was leaving. So leaving from here. So they missed her only by.
But they were fantastic because of course the weather. So there was no wind. So they launched the rib.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if the ship is still here.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get the pictures because they took pictures.
Oh, they emailed them across. They gave us one shot, little ones. So we'll try to get the big one. But you know the story about Loic? You heard everything about Loic?
No, I was so ashamed that I forgot to ask you because I sent you a message, but you didn't.
Yeah. We basically, lost the mast, punched a little hole in the hull, couldn't sort it, couldn't get to the hole, and got taken off by a ship. But we had Francis, one of the long route sailors. He diverted for a couple of days, and in the end, he was on scene. The ship managed to launch the boat, and they got him off. And he's still on the ship now. He's headed to the Canaries. He's going to have a month cruise on the ship, so he's okay.
What's the story with my guy, the thirsty guy?
The which one?
Who got the drinking water?
Well, we haven't heard from him again, but he was the guy that was on the Merino. You probably remember in Falmouth. Not one of the long route guys. He's got a boat similar to Ari, and we spoke to him. Nice guy, just doing his trip.
Very nice.
Got
guy.
the water, and so he's out there again somewhere, doing his thing.
Because,
and Tommy,
he took a video as well.
Yeah. So Tommy's recovering well. Got eight screws in his spine. And had to learn to walk again and all that stuff, but he's firing, so he'll be watching this. He's probably already putting comments all over it. So everyone says g'day,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I saw Nabil say hi.
Yeah, Nabil said g'day. There'll be a lot of comments coming up on this.
I feel sorry for these guys, obviously. So I cannot complain about my luck and this and that when I am considering their situation, especially Tommy's with the back injury. So it just
it was pretty scary, that one. But anyway,
right. But even at the first one, and actually I felt really sorry for Philip. With the rudder situation.
Yeah.
He was so ahead. I mean, he was so good.
Well, there's lots of amazing stories there. It'll be fun. Hopefully we all get together at the prize giving in April, so that'll be fun.
Because frankly, I thought that he would be the winner, frankly. I thought. And, it just, cannot...
It's a long way around, eh?
Yeah.
18 to 8. There's 8 left. You're one of the 8.
Maybe I see you lost time now.
Well.
You just never know.
Oh, well, life's like that. We all know that.
Unfortunately, that's life.
But yeah, we're going to have a big party at the end, so we'll see you there.
Jane, I tried to see you though. Just kidding.
Yes, you will see me.
Okay, all right. On that fine note, we'll shut it all down, and we'll be back again shortly with more. We'll do a French one. We'll do one for your own language, and we'll look forward to seeing more smiles. Thanks, ISTVAN.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for this welcoming. It's very nice of you, and of course this place looks great. Would be nice, but frankly, next time I would use Qantas. By the way, guys, I still have Vegemite on board.
Cool. Okay.
That's the reason I made it.
Yeah, right. Excellent.
Vegemite.
Okay.
And I have an Australian storm jib.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
The funny thing is that Corinthian, the Svanaka Corinthian Yacht Club, he was my last employer, and they decided to honor me as an honorary membership during the race. And I said, why do I run and rush with this race? I have a free membership with the yacht club. I should finish this race, 2020 or something.
I'm sure they'll extend it, and they'll have a big dinner for you when you get back, so you can use that later.
So anyway, their Burgee is on the shroud, and of course they signed this Australian 2 square meter storm jeep for me. And one of the members wrote on it that I hope you will never use this storm jeep. Well, I used it, so I put it on.
Yeah.
I forgot which stone, number 3 or 4, but I put it on.
Okay. All right. So we'll sign off, and we'll be back again shortly with other languages.
All right, great.
Thanks, mate. All good.
So, do I have time to finish my just 2 lines on the envelope?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And give you the.
Before you do, before you head down,
Jesse, I have.